Think that's my cue. Is everything in order? Are we live? Microphone, stream, internet, streamer, starship, liftoff. Welcome back one more time. Get your ass to Mars. One last time. For now. I think we're gonna finish this morning. We almost finished this last night. Ending kind of snuck up. We are not at the end. But when I did a quick check to see how much we might have left, all signs pointed to, oh, you're at the end. But it looks like it could be somewhere between 5 minutes and a few hours. So I pushed it to today. We're going to be playing Shovel Knight afterwards. I didn't get some of the stuff for that set up. I think I have enough of the stuff set up for Shovel Knight. I updated it. I have the disc version. Thank you, Woo. We Are Woo sent the disc version of Shovel Knight a long time ago, and I only played a couple minutes of it then. It is the only game I have on disc for PS4. I think it's the only one. Only one. But I popped it in, I updated it. I think we'll be good to go. Rango, if you're still out there, cheers. Cheers to the Christmas holidays you're getting in 3 days. You're off. We're off. Here's how yesterday's stream began. A few minutes of talking about what was going on, and then I paused to say, wow, we're about to start just a few minutes in, and how many times do I ramble on? For 30 minutes, and I think I actually set a record yesterday. We stood around for 45 minutes before doing anything. That's on me, because I had a lot to get off my chest, and stuff to catch up on. Oh, in-game, stuff to catch up on. So we'll do less than 45 minutes today. How about I commit to that? We'll get out of this room sometime in the next 44 minutes or less. Cheers. Got to see an old buddy today, good friend, one of the best, and one of many people I miss, since I get to see so few people in my life outside of Twitch that are close to me, and there's only a few in Colorado. So I get to see one of my best buddies today. He came up, he's recently had twin girls, which is not only very exciting, but details aside, I get to hear the whole story, the scary bits as well. They were early. So just catching up on bits of life and contemplating the universe. Rex, finally you can take a break from Xenoblade 2. Hi, Rex. I didn't quite... I know you... I don't know where you're at in Xenoblade, but I think I saw that you posted something about it in Discord. But I only kind of saw it. Didn't absorb much of anything this morning. Went out for breakfast and took the dogs out. Just getting things together. So we are approaching the end of the game. There are apparently 3 chapters. I don't know where in here it is marked like that, but effectively 3 chapters of the game, and we're in chapter 3. 3 primary quest lines in chapter 3, and we're down to 1. So unless anything reappears, we're down to this quest line. You can see we've already done quite a bit. Finding Earth, Polar Expedition. Go to the city buried beneath the pole. We've gathered some information. We've crafted something called the Icebreaker. Don't ask me what the Icebreaker is. There's lots I could tell you about the characters in the game. I've grown more attached to this game as it's gone along, after nearly noping out a number of times. Mostly because of my state of mind, and not as much because the game was presenting a true conundrum, but I allowed the game to present me with a conundrum that I could not solve. Some cases without your help. We got through them. We got past them. And there's something about this game that has been quite appealing, and increasingly so. I'd like to see what Spiders does next. I don't know if there's any word on what the development team behind this, and Mars War Logs, and Bound by Flame, I don't know what they're up to next. But this has been fun enough that I want to know what's next, and we'll likely play it. We are in one of my not so favorite places in the game, however, Ophir. The maps can get messy, and Ophir has the messiest maps. It's so medium, so it's good. Kind of. If I take you correctly, kind of. It's a small team trying to do big things, and we shouldn't expect a Mass Effect or a Dragon Age to come out of a small team trying to do big things. But 3 times now, this small team of developers has tried to do big things. Action RPGs with semi-open worlds, party members with stories, branching stories, lots of dependencies, side quests, everything that people want in an action RPG, they try to put into their games, from meaningful decisions to party banter, to being able to command your party members, equip your party members, multiple combat styles. There are a lot of things in the RPGs that Spiders makes, but it's a little rough because they, you know the expression, biting off more than you can chew. They do that every time. I think they know that. And they keep growing and trying new things. It's impressive. It's commendable. It doesn't always mean things work right in the end, but a lot of it works, and it's fun. Rex, do I want to hear a bad joke that you just heard? I have a feeling I'm going to. You can tell a bad joke. You can always tell a bad joke. Doesn't, Do you want to hear us laugh? I don't know. Freedom Without. Long time no see. Dropping in to say hello. Thanks for dropping in. Hello. Good to see you again. Hope you're doing all right out there. Hello, Freedom. I'm not going to make that 44-minute threshold if we just stay here. So let's leave the room and then figure out where we're going. Amelia Reacher, Scott Seeker. Scott Seeker has not been in our party too much, but we might be able to swap him out for Nisha again when we get back to the rover. If we get back to the rover.
Hey.
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 Over here.
Whoa.
Please. I need to talk to you.
I don't know. This isn't a good time for a side quest. We have important things to do. Who are you? Talk to. Opponent. I don't need another opponent. And I don't care who he's up against. We're gonna go. We should go, okay? There are a lot of flies in this world. For some reason, there are a lot of flies or mosquitoes in Ophir, and everybody's waving them away. We need to get our ass back to the rover. Means back to the underworks, which means we can use the closest exit here. Go back to the Lost Dome. We do have a couple trivial secondary quests, but I'm not too interested in picking up anymore. Let's finish this game. Let's play some Shovel Knight. We're going to be playing Shovel Knight today and Monday, and if we get started within a couple hours today, I don't think we'll be playing on Tuesday. Anyways, finally stuff on the schedule again. A little bit of stuff. You can see what we'll be playing. Stories Untold after that, but that's very short. Half a stream or a stream. And finally we get back to the world of The Witcher. But surprise, we'll be playing Assassins of Kings and not getting back to our Wild Hunt playthrough for a while. Probably starting that on Thursday. Rover, Red Rover. Oh, Freedom. You were not kidding, dropping in. Did we lose you already? Under 44 minutes. We started late again. Every day this... Did I start on time any day this week? I don't think so. Pretty sure not. And every day was for a different reason. That's interesting, but doesn't change the basic fact that The Starship is not taking off on time a single day this week. Hiya, Green. Welcome back. Glad you make it again today. How was your night? No, you did not start on time at all this week. Roger. Roger, roger. Ah! Godseeker, come back. Godseeker, stop shooting things. Godseeker, this is your Technomancer Master, Zechariah Master, telling you to stop shooting things. So, reflection a bit on the game and the combat and the difficulty. And I'm not sure I'd call it a suggestion, but maybe. I played on normal difficulty. We've been this whole time on normal difficulty. And there is a lower one as well as a higher setting. Aww. It's okay, Bob. It's alright, Bob. We'll keep your seat warm regardless. You don't need to worry about that. But thank you for the heads up. Your alerts may need attention. Yes, I've heard that twice now, that alerts are not popping. Here's the so Streamlabs took over Ankbot, and Streamlabs
Message for you, Commander. Just came in over a secure channel.
Hooked up. Welcome. Welcome. Yeah, I don't know which piece is broken right now. Maybe tomorrow I can sort out some stuff. Your bank is the important part. Well, Bob, thank you always for your support, and it has been there quite a while. It's not for a moment lost on me. Thank you for helping make this possible. Hello, Densa. Welcome, sir. So this game really has grown on me more and more as we've gone through. I think what I was getting at was if you play this game and it is frustrating to you, I might suggest playing it on the lower difficulty, because the combat is fun when you're not getting your ass kicked, and it's less fun when you're getting your ass kicked. That may sound absurdly self-evident, as in applies to any game, but there's a rhythm to it that makes it more pleasurable, that is completely robbed by the difficulty curve if it doesn't click for you, and it's taken a long time for it to almost click for me. I liked it right away, but I struggled with it right away. If I had struggled less, if I put it on easy, I might have enjoyed it even more than I have come to. So anyone watching the PlayStation experience, is that the one that's running right now? Which one is running? I thought it was last night, and I guess it's now. Right now. Rover. Yeah, the maps are confusing. The combat gets a little hectic. Or very hectic. I should know my way through the Underworks by heart now, because we have done this many times. I know parts of it. I recognize parts of it without the map. But it's complicated enough. We will finish the game, and I won't know my way through most of the areas. Happened in lots of games. First Witcher was like that. PS Expo. So far, nothing interesting, so you left. Bummer. Densa, same thing about Bioshock Infinite, you might say. Better if you play on the easiest difficulty. The game, I would definitely not suggest turning the difficulty up on that one. It turns everything into sponges and it robs the game of some of its fun. For the most part, I think normal works okay. It's not too badly balanced, except in like 3 spots. The ghost fight, the final fight, and I don't know, maybe another one in there somewhere. But the ghost fight and the final fight are not well balanced in that game. And they have difficulty spikes that make a lot of gamers crazy. And they suck some of the fun out of the game. So, yeah, alright. I see your comparison. Green, you haven't watched a video game press conference in a couple of years now? Don't have time anymore. They've gotten kind of long for the 5 minutes of information that's actually in them, huh? Nope. I don't know what you're thinking of, Rex, but I was talking about the fact that there is a final fight in BioShock Infinite, and that it really sucks for its difficulty spike compared to the rest of the game. That's all. I better go the right way. A right way. There are 5 right ways, and I have not gone any of them yet. Rango asks, has B been about? Don't want her to think I'm ignoring her. If you haven't crossed paths here and you see her here, be sure to let her know. We just started. Well, you were the first one here, Rango, so you know we just started, but haven't seen too many people yet today. Haven't seen me yet today. I think you mean Kim. We have multiple B's. Haven't seen us behave today either. So, Cult Cow, hello people of the interwebs. Hello, Cult Cows of the interwebs. Have you noticed how the shield that Amelia is holding unfolds in battle? Pretty cool. The thing is chunky as hell, but it does spread out and pretty competent in battle with that shield. Canadians, what's up? Keep getting a little lost in chat, which in turn leads to me not going anywhere in the game or going the wrong direction. I just need to move us, however slowly, in the correct direction. Ow. Combat look cool when it works. When you're not getting your ass kicked and you're instead kicking some ass, doesn't it look cool? I hope someone else thinks it looks really cool. Get your ass to Mars. Troy, I'm glad you could get your ass to Mars today. It's our last day on Mars for now. I think we're finishing this morning. Cheers to you, Troy. Welcome. Happy Saturday, sir. Shit. I need to reorient one more time. That way. Okay. They don't do north-south. There's no cardinal directions on Mars in this game. And that pause and hit, I think they call that a critical dodge. Isn't that sweet when it does the little bullet time during a dodge? Simpika, thank you for the host. Welcome. Yeah, the critical dodge feels smooth. Especially if you can utilize it. Hello, Simpika. Happy Saturday. You are well. It's not just the critical dodge. Pause and hit, you were saying. And yes. It's... But why is it also happening there? That's not the dodge, but it is something about the timing that triggers the slowdown. Let me bring up the skill tree for a second. This game is meaty, and it has a lot. However rough the edges might be. There is a lot to it. So it's one of those games where the more you learn and put into it, the more you can get out of it. And that's, on one hand, that's ideal for me. Some of the stuff I like most from a game. I've been in a pretty rough state of mind lately, which both works for and this works for and against that. It's been a good neutral place to park my brain. Well, my brain's been in a bad place. But I don't know. I could say a lot of things on that topic. I don't want to dwell on that right now. But the complexities in this game have slowly grown on me, despite my earlier refusal to engage some of them more meaningfully. What am I looking for? The skill tree. We don't have a point to spend. What am I even looking for? Damn it. Talking about looking through chat. Pause and hit the slowdown. Yes, yes, yes. So over here on this part of the warrior skill tree, fast attack, staff combat is the warrior skill tree. In this case, the sword and board is actually a mace, hammer. There are probably some bladed axes, but there aren't swords exactly. There are daggers for the rogue class, but the sword and board class is a mace and a shield. And then there's the rogue, which is a gun and a blade. And so in this part of the warrior, the staff tree, the dodge side gives us a kick that lets us disrupt more effectively. Some passives. Dodging projectile chance goes up when we're doing moves that can interrupt. Our dodge has been increased. A lot of the things you can purchase with skill points, the ones with their own icons, can then be upgraded. And we could still spend a point to upgrade the kick, which I forgot to do. Apparently, we could have either 10 damage with the kick or a 10% greater chance of knocking the opponent over with the disrupting attack. And knockdowns are some of the best. It's hard to call it crowd control because they're single target. Usually you don't knock down multiple targets. But if you knock someone down, you can get more hits in before they're effective again in combat than under any other circumstances. If they get electrocuted, I don't think that lasts as long. But if they get knocked down, you can get like 5, 6, 7 hits in. I digress. So our dodge was upgraded, and how did... Some of the localization makes it hard to understand what some... I don't know if it's a localization issue or not, but it seems that way sometimes. Upgraded dodge. If it's dodged at the last moment, that's the critical
Kept you waiting,
dodge.
huh?
Hello, Tyler. TYB. Welcome, sir. Happy Saturday. Greetings. Critical dodge. If it's dodged at the last moment, the next attack has a 20% better chance of knocking the enemy over. And then that upgraded dodge was itself upgraded, increasing the chance of a critical hit by 15%. Not across the board, but after a critical dodge. So every time we do one of those slow down dodges when it does bullet time, we get a 15% better crit chance on top of our... I've been stacking it in gear, mods, and other passives. I don't know what it's at, but I think it's around 30%. So our crit chance would go up to almost 50%. Ballpark. After one of those critical dodges, which are triggering fairly often. And now we have a bigger window for that critical dodge. And now our dodging moves us further, so it's more effective for traversing the battlefield. There's a lot of cool stuff in this game, if you can patiently reach an understanding of it, which I almost didn't. I've been banking some points. We've gotten burned a few times where the game has presented options that are unreasonable to me if you haven't built your character a certain way, which is itself an unreasonable premise that in an RPG you should have to have a certain type of character to have non-shitty options while playing. Putting that aside, again, for now, I've been banking points so that if we run into dialogue options that require that we have have to pass a check that we can't pass, maybe I can spend a point that we've saved to fix it. We have not reached the rover, but we're getting there. sounds
School,
cool
everybody,
and confusing.
I'm here.
It is confusing and cool. Happy Saturday to you, C Star. Welcome. We're finally not broke in the game anymore. It's taken a while to get to that point. We're able to craft a great many healing items. I don't need to be stingy with them anymore. Don't think we need Scott's... Sorry, Scott. I don't think we need Scott Seeker and his really cool nose anymore. He had to swap out with Nisha for Quest. But Nisha's done a lot for us in combat. She's done a lot for us in questing, too. She was one of the first NPCs, although it was after a number of streams, to make me acutely aware of how much effort went into making the companions interesting, useful, not talking about combat AI, useful in decision-making while playing the game. It's easy to brush off your companions in many games. And I was too quick to dismiss this crew right here. Moving on. We've lost a few people from our party along the way. I think any of our party members are dead, but Phobos has left the party. Has anyone else permanently left the party? Scott left and we've located him again. I thought Amelia had killed him at one point, or was going to. Then I thought she had driven him out of the party. She didn't. Shit. Enter the ASC headquarters. We aren't done in Ophir. Regret! I regret everything. All of it. Everything. That's a lifetime of regret packed into one realization. I exaggerate, but holy shit, we gotta go back in again. For all the things I like about this game, I won't hesitate to discuss its weaknesses, including a lot of backtracking. I was warned about that. But respawn with a couple pesky fights in places you have to pass through 50 times. So getting from A to B, and then being told you have to go B to A, and then A to B, and having to get hung up from time to time on fights you've had 50 times. Any way around that would be desirable to not having a way around that. Ah, crap. So I've been following one of the two objectives to the rover, and we need to go back in. And I can't separate, there's some fast travel, but not within a zone. If I go to the rover here, that's what we were about to do. This is the fast travel between areas. But within any of these areas, we can't fast travel. And they're pretty big areas, and some of them have very complicated maps. And Ophir has the most complicated map. Multiple levels, multiple exits from each area to other areas. So to go from the underworks to the slums, you have two choices. And they're not... It's complicated once you get up there, so you pick the right one. Oh, we picked the wrong one. Back to the underworks, back to the slums. Same thing when you're getting to the exchange. Underworks to the exchange, two exits with different results from the exchange. Anyways, everything's connected. It's kind of cool. It is complicated. So I guess you either like it or you struggle with it or somewhere in the middle. I guess I'm somewhere in the middle. Definitely struggled with it. Fuck, we gotta go back in. All right, that's cool. We got our main team back. Scott, is that gun burning a hole in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? Looks, his gun is gonna set him on fire. What the hell? I wouldn't want that resting on my leg. Hey, respawn. We just had this fight a few minutes ago. If I had talked less, we might have made it past this room without redoing this fight. We can run past fights without going through with them if there are no doors, ladders, or ledges that we have to interact with to proceed. This room has a door.
Coming in.
Although, no, there's another way. We might not need to use the door in this room. Hello, Columbo. I saw you lurking in the stream in the channel earlier. Technically, Columbo was the first one here. Thank you for the host. Forgetting, there is one other way out of here, and we may want to try this way up. Let's see if we can get to headquarters from there. We may have to come back down here and pick a different exit. Lurkin! Lurkin! Lurkin good. Looting animation and draining serum animations. I am foregoing picking up 2, 3, 5 serum at a time right now because I think we have enough to craft what we might want in healing items for the rest of the game. So I'm not picking everything up. This is one of those sticky fights that we have to do 50 times, and we have done 50 times. And I'm going to try running through it, and we will keep some of the aggro and lose some of the aggro. We might have 2 or 3 follow up here, but unless we break aggro, we can't leave. So someone's coming. Ow! Big guy. And we got a lot more. We got the whole room anyways. Oh! Damn it, you're too big. And that didn't work. We're gonna die. I don't want to die. Don't kill me. We got this one passive that I don't really like. It sounded so good, and I had my eye on it for so long, and then we finally got it, and it's a disappointment. I can explain that. I'm gonna maybe wait for it to proc again to try and explain it. And it will proc again at some point. Look for a blast that knocks enemies back, but also kind of knocks me back. See if that's what it looks like when you see it. That's what it feels like. That's what I'm looking for before I try to explain it any better. Oh, that one. That knocked him back. So I was already zapping him. Confused is the example. But we're almost done. Dead. Dead by dawn. So we got this passive that pulses, that knocks people back. As long as I have my Quen shield basically up. Basically a Quen shield if you play Witcher. And I expected it to not proc constantly, but sometimes give me this defensive advantage where everybody who's attacking me or someone who's attacking me goes flying back. That happens. I seem to fly back too, which completely changes my... I'm trying to move and know where I'm going to move from and to, and it's on purpose, but when they get knocked back, I get knocked off of whatever path, whatever I was doing, I'm suddenly somewhere else. And I don't think I can undo it. I think I'm stuck with it. I don't know what you mean, Freedom. What's up? Columbo. Oh. Let's just fight him here like we're supposed to. this is, as I mentioned, a sticky fight for me. We've had this fight so many times, and I have died here so many times, and we've made it past, and we've had some clean fights here and all of that. That's unfortunate. Freedom was cut off. If it was Twitch Prime, there's Twitch Prime, the way it works with Twitch Prime, you have to do it every month. Was it Twitch Prime? That could explain it. I don't think there's any way to make a Twitch Prime sub recur automatically. But I'm not up on everything. No more bullets. It is a pretty crappy fight, and if I could break aggro by running through it, I would run through it every time. My party just finished it. Yay. They finished the fight. The party did. So we'll still try. We're gonna try that way up. And let's try to do it quickly so they don't respawn. If it's not the right way, to get to ASC headquarters, we gotta come back through this room and take the other exit to the exchange. The autosaves are so weird. Let's drop our own. Oh, Freedom. I'm sorry. Yeah, Game Wisp. That stings. Oh man. Well, I'm sorry. That wasn't on purpose. That stings. There's a karma system in this game, so that I'm not draining and killing humans. We will drain serum from critters. But if I drain serum from humans, it's by accident. I think I've gone the wrong way up here. Actually, what we need to do up here is look at the map. When you said that change Freedom, that's when I got confused. I know a lot of people have moved their Game Wisp subs, have canceled their Game Wisp subs and switched them over to Twitch.
Message for you, Commander. Just came in over a secure channel.
Talking about it. Oh my God, it is what you have done. Well, that's one way to do it. Thank you, Freedom. Thank you very much for your support. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your support. Cheers. Happy month, Rango. Happy month. Happy month. Yeah, Freedom. You know, all kinds of things with the tracking. Look at what Rango, I know, is separately devastated to have reset the follow date 4 weeks ago. Yeah. Personally, I've been worried about some subs that I have on Twitch that I've had for 3 years now. If any of you had the similar payment glitch, I think it was related to PayPal, but does anybody know what I'm talking about so I can just skip explaining it? Trying to. Long-standing Twitch subs glitched about a month ago. Some of them glitched, and in some cases you didn't have to do anything about it, and in some cases you had to set up your payment settings again on Twitch. So I got a trigger, like my OHN sub. I got a message that my OHN sub had been canceled. But I didn't actually have, it looks like it's okay, and I didn't have to do anything. But a different sub that I have to the Mexican runner, I never got a message that there was anything wrong with it until yesterday when it said I had to re-enter my payment information or else it would be canceled. Anyways, there was some glitch between Twitch and PayPal with long-standing recurring subs, and boom! So, yeah, I'm worried about it too. Like, Freedom, I don't want my subs to lapse either, so I understand it. It stings. Bob, that's why all your subs are screwed up. The PayPal, ongoing PayPal feud. I know they're your favorite company in the world right now. Entrobot built a shrine of Simpika. Did I go to the right place? Good Lord, we're in the right place. That's awesome. I think. Is that a... It's on this level. It's in this room. We are in the right place. Yay! May not look that happy, but this is really good. Just breathing. We're in the right place. Hot damn. Hello, Wombat. Wombat was another one early in the room. I was late. I was very late. I did get to see an old buddy today, though. My best buddies came up from Denver. He's recently had twin girls, so I got to see pictures and hear stories, and it's the whole deal. Happy Saturday, Wombat. How are you doing? So is this, we're going in through the vent. Apparently we're going in through... Are we going in through the vent? What are we doing? Get too close and you cannot enter the vent. We need to be slightly further away from the vent to get the prompt to enter the vent. It was there. I saw it. I know it's there. It's there somewhere. I know you saw it too. Come on. There. It's there. It's so there. There it is. You don't want to be too close to the door you're trying to go through. Or the vent. Otherwise it doesn't work. Cooked biscuits while waiting for Jay. Hot biscuits. Hot biscuits. My biscuits are burning. That's smart. What are we doing in ASC headquarters? We are now in ASC headquarters. What are we doing here? Find clothing adapted to the polar cold. We're going on a polar expedition to finish this game. We will be finishing Technomancer today, starting Shovel Knight today. Unless somehow this takes all day. We need to get to the polar region and we need to have clothing. That's on the 3rd underground level. And where do we access that level from? The ramp over here, and there's a ramp over here. Rango! Sweet. So, only 2 strikes then. Made food today and didn't burn shit. Good, you're still a contender. Cheers, Freedom. It is good to know. It's hard to know, and that kind of information about people coming and going, subs get canceled. Sometimes people leave notes, sometimes they don't. And for my part, I have to try not to overthink it. Whatever the case may be, and there are so many possibilities, I already overthink everything, so that's categorically stuff I try not to overthink. Thank you. So, very quickly, we're going to be on the 2nd underground level, and if we make our way over here, when we get down to the 3rd underground level, I don't know. Let's get in. It doesn't. These maps do confuse me. Sometimes I can't even get it when I stare at them for a few minutes, and I get lost. After about a minute staring at the map, I get dizzy. So there is a stealth system. It's not great. Only the weakest of enemies can be knocked out 1 stealth attack right now. Ever considered playing Surge? I'm not sure I've taken much of a look at Surge. What should I know about Surge? Maybe it'll jog my memory. Right now I have no memory. We are going to sneaky through here, even though the first person who sees us will blow. 5 minutes of stealth will go in a few seconds, but... Sci-fi Souls game. Okay. Keep going. Sounds more familiar now. I think it's. I think people have brought it up lately.
Traitor! Get
Traitor! It's the traitor! Had to literally kick that guy's ass. Had to kick it to keep him from shooting me with that shotgun. Did he just bitch slap me? Maybe it was a backhand. Nice, Nisha. Nice. Level! Watched some gameplay earlier. Looks great. Is it early access, fully released? What's its state? I'm thinking about it. Let's put our Quen shield back up. Wow. Fully released. Sweet. Points. That kick. Upgrade that kick. We were talking about it. Give it get an extra 10% chance of knocking an enemy over. Already have Berserk. Can Berserk be upgraded? Berserk can be upgraded with an extra 10 seconds. Or, okay. I keep forgetting we have a sort of ultimate move, a Berserk state. For 15 seconds, we can go into a rage. Damage goes up 50%, and we're a bit faster, so it actually goes up more than 50% because of the speed increase. We can use that once per minute. We can either extend that by 10 seconds, which is huge. 15 becomes 25 out of every minute. That's almost half our combat time could be enraged. Or resistance to disruption by 20 additional percent. If you think about all the times we're trying to do stuff and we get shot and interrupted, I'm thinking duration. That's a massive difference in duration. And go Berserk. All the Berserk. This might be the time to finally buy into the third tier of stealth. Stealth attacks on humans no longer use fluid. So if it doesn't knock them out in one hit, which it says it will now, instantly knock the target out without making a sound, allowing us to, if the pathing works right, we might be able to knock people out and get through an area. Whereas now, we try to knock someone out, we almost kill them, but they alert the whole room. This could be much better. We won't get another point until 33, and we just hit 31. So if we end up with a dialogue check or something we need to lockpick that would help a quest substantially, we're going to be hung up on that. But I've had my eye on that stealth for a long time. I don't know if we'll even see level 33 in the game. This could be the last talent point we spend. We can get a little more health from some constitution, a little more disruption resist. Our max load's fine. Moment. I'm going to save that point. That's awesome. Oh, man. The bot's not entirely evil. Not entirely. Balzerk? No, not Balzerk. Not Balzerk. That sounds painful. Our objectives are down a level. Wonder what's in the rooms over there. I don't do a lot of exploring for the sake of exploring in this game. I'm usually trying to get to my objective markers as efficiently as possible. I admit to a certain curiosity right now. I mean, we've been here before, but not since we were friendly. It's kill on sight now. Like anything too special. I'm gonna pass on the other room. Let's try to get downstairs and across. It's berserk. Do that when you're really cold. Ice cold. Ow! Dude! Nice, big guy's down, that should help. Oh, are you running away? I don't think so! Wrong one. That's her. You die now! If you get kind of stun locked, it's not literally stun locked, but if you get chained with interruptions, it's effectively like a stun lock, and it can be very, well, who likes getting stun locked? In any form, in any game. Alright, we gotta wind our way around. The extra saves are because the game has such unpredictable autosaves. I don't want to get thrown back. You can drop in a few seconds in combat. A fight can be going really well, and it can fall apart in 3 seconds. And I don't want to lose excessive progress and repeat too many fights because of that. So if we had upgraded stealth, we could taken him out, and I don't know if he alerted anyone. He did not. Might be worth investing in that. We've got the point. Hey, I just C-Star, you're heading to bed. I just realized you're home, so I'm glad that your travels have brought you safely home. And welcome back. Trying to get your clock right. That is a good idea. Don't stay on US time. It's all fucked up. I don't know what we're doing. Sleep well. Sweet dreams. Catch you on the other side. Go set that clock. You're supposed to lunge forward. When I do that, then. Ooh, that's the one. You see how we both got knocked back? Think of how that breaks the flow of combat. Yes, my opponent got knocked back by this passive force shield, but I got knocked back too. So I'm no longer in the right place for whatever I was about to do. Unrelated question. No, it's a very related question, Rango. That kind of stuff is totally what I meant when I said it's all fucked up here. What does Wednesday 9/8C mean for you in the UK? So we have multiple time zones in the United States, and a show that's on at a certain time on the East Coast, even though the West Coast is 3 hours behind, sometimes that show will show 3 hours. Let me start over, kind of. That show may not air at the same time in two places. It might show at 8 o'clock here, which is 7 o'clock here, but instead of showing it at 6 o'clock here, they show it at a different time. So there's two different times depending on the time. Sometimes, not always. And that's where it gets, I can't even explain it. That's because it's weird. But your question was actually a good one. It's weird. You were joking, but there's a serious answer that is confusing because it's not consistent. we even on the right floor anymore? I've lost lost our goals. We're trying to get down here. Damn. No, we're not in the right place. We need to come in from over here. Need to come in from over here into that room. Means we need to be over here, and we're not over there. Let's go over there. Damn it. Okay. The system seems inefficient. It's not even an efficiency thing, it's just confusing when you're trying to if you're trying to watch something with someone in a different time zone and you're trying to watch it at the same time, it may not be on at the same time. So you kind of get used to that. Yes, and when you say it like that, Wombat, it sounds so simple, but as I know you know, the central time zone is the one that most fucks up people's understandings of time zones in the United States. It's the central one. Yeah, Mountain gets totally ignored. Central's the weird one that kind of, but doesn't always... Come on. It's not as simple as you just made it sound, Wombat, but it sure sounds nice. Normal, and I'd kind of recommend the difficulty curve in combat for me was steep. It is so you're a glass cannon. Once you do a lot of damage, you're still very fragile unless you switch stances. I chose a relatively poor defense and offensive class, and you're not locked into a class. Although once you've spent a lot of points, I don't think you can respec. But if I want to fight sword and board, I can. Or use a steel pipe. Or even switch into a rogue stance and use a gun. But since I'm not skilled in those things, I'm just sticking with my staff combat. And especially the evasion. I just like the way it animates better. Wombat, if the central time zone shifted along with the other three every time the other three shifted, and if, when they said, as Green points out, Pacific, Central, or Eastern, they actually included Mountain, and if they didn't try to just include two time zones when they are expressing the time something airs, but included, oh, I don't know, the four that exist, it would be easier. It is confusing. We have 4 time zones. 3 of them usually get mentioned. 1 of them doesn't change when the other 3 do. Well, it sometimes does. And then they only announce 2 of them when they're saying what time something airs. It's the sort of shit you would expect from people who went the metric system? Nah, let's come up with something different. Oh. Lamia, hi. Yeah, you got it. Green nose. Rango. Basically saying just watch it tomorrow when it's on Amazon. Boom! That's the plan. I think I just saved, but my brain's in 3 places, so. And I really don't understand the central time zone. It's like that only changes when there have been 3 harvest moons. There's some rule that I don't get. just... It's a thing that's totally not relevant to what, anything. I was just reaching for something, random. There you go, Americans in the Mountain West trying to figure out when their show is on. This is good. That's good. It's on Amazon, Netflix, Hulu, what? Take your pick. Yep. It's always on some more predictable place and time. Wombat, thank you again. Nearest Harvest Moon. That's for you, Rango. Nearest full moon to the autumnal equinox, so a relatively rare full moon, and then not possible to have 3 of them in the same year. Not like I said, I was just grabbing something random. To explain my frustration with not being able to understand something that's actually simple. Another way to look at, not the time, I'm not going to try again to explain time zones, but another way to look at that kind of thing, how we get confused with it. Do you have anything in your own life that you get wrong? It's like a simple mistake. You know you get it wrong, but you always get it wrong. Whether it's a math or a word you don't spell right, or a name you don't pronounce right, or just there's something in your life, and there are many in mine, that I always get wrong. And I know that they're not that complicated, but I cannot seem to rewire my brain to get them right. The time zones are like that. Yeah, they're not that complicated, but somehow, they are eternally easy to stumble on.
What I gather,
for some of us.
on over our clothes and it'll help protect us from the cold. Perfect combination of combat gear and weather protection. Maybe we'll get lucky, and these are all Victor has, and he'll be slowed down needing to make more.
Nice hope. But Victor doesn't seem like the kind of guy to underprepare, though.
Sore spot right now, Rango. Sore spot. Although I did get some, my buddy who came up here today from Denver, he goes through windshields. He has to drive a lot in the mountains. He drives a lot on I-70, and he goes through windshields. Multiple a year, I think is fair to say. He goes through windshields. So he was an experienced person to tell me that driving with a severely cracked windshield is likely ticketable, but generally wouldn't get someone pulled over. Surprising to hear that, but from a guy who goes through about 2 windshields a year, I believe it. So maybe if I get the my roof welded closed, where I don't have a roof anymore, if I get that welded shut so that the rain doesn't come into my car, and eventually get my windshield replaced, I can keep driving. But in the meantime, with the windshield cracked, I will try not to drive it. But if I need to get from A to B and it's nearby, it's nice to know that they probably won't, they're not going to put points on my license if someone takes issue with my needing groceries before I can get that fixed. But I need to find out what it's going to cost to get the windshield fixed, and it's going to be more than what the car is worth, so it's going to sting, and no one else is going to pay into it. We're done here. Let's get out of here. Back to the rover. For reals. For reals. I know I'm being really save happy, but My brain's in another place. I don't know how often I'm saving. I don't want to go back for those uniforms again. We got them once. Once is enough. We only need them once. I only want them once. Yeah, Wombat, that's... He didn't use those words, but that's basically what he said. Secondary offense item, maybe. It's only a problem if it's in the driver's immediate field of view. But so if you got pulled over for something else, you'd probably get cited for it. But they wouldn't, if it weren't blocking the driver's field of view, be likely to pull you over for that reason. Is that how you would describe a secondary offense item in your area? Okay, Freedom, good to see you again. Take care. Thanks for hanging out for a bit today. Joe, we're going, I better check the big map. I don't have enough context. I need to get us out of here, which means up, around, and out. Up, around, and out. They have repopulated their ranks here. Guards on duty that we already took out. I guess they weren't dead. Maybe they just regained consciousness. We could role play it like that. They've all respawned, but damn. Enemy AI in this game doesn't seem to have any hesitation to throw a grenade towards their I don't think there's much friendly fire, but with splash damage on grenades there is, and enemies don't seem to hesitate to toss a grenade out where that splash damage will get one of their own. And it's not just like inconvenient placement. There can be an enemy here and an enemy here, and that enemy will throw a grenade right where the other enemy was already standing. They don't have to just walk into the splash. They will toss grenades at each other if you're kind of in the ballpark. And their grenade aim is about as good as mine usually is. I haven't seen anything bounce off of walls, but they throw grenades at their own feet, and it's pretty Benny Hill sometimes. Wombat, they don't, they don't pull you over for secondary. Just tack it on to something else. So, if in this case, I not only trust my buddy's word, but I know he is the windshield man. So it was good to hear from him, and it's good to hear from you too. It's actually a big relief, because one of the most frustrating things about this is knowing I have missed my opportunity to get a witness who would have pulled all this together. I have a dash cam that is arriving tomorrow, that if I had installed in my car when this happened, right now someone would be paying for a rental, and fixing my car or totaling it, whatever. If I had the dash cam will arrive tomorrow, but I don't have a windshield I can attach it to. The windshield's kind of fucked. So, oh, life's little moments. Do you know the windshield man, the windshield man, the windshield man? What you were getting at, right? Do you know the windshield man? We might actually get one break in before we finish Technomancer, and I wasn't sure if we would. But if we're going to a polar region to have an end sequence, I think we'll break before we go there. I am cultured, Ringo. I am cultured. I'm at least, I am 1980s pop cultured with wonderful parents who know and shared a great many things with an eager child. I don't want to believe that I've stopped sponging stuff up, but I think I sucked up a lot more during the 80s than I did during any other point. Moving on. You also have a badly cracked. Shh. I didn't say that. I won't tell anyone. Nobody heard that from me. Red Rover. Is that pain in the ass fight that I have flubbed as many times as I've done well with it. Yeah. I mean, fortunately the wood was not pointed down, you know, it was sitting horizontal, so it basically scraped along the roof, hit the edge of the roof of my car and went along it. Misbehave. Greetings. Thank you for the host. All you came in on into was 80s and moving on. Yes, best to do that. Move on and cheers. I know you like the 80s. Don't lie. You're an 80s fan. You must be. You must be. Yeah. Yes. Yes, it was a what the fuck moment. No! Damn. Let me at least deal with Mr. Big here. Regrets many things. Oh, you see, we kicked each other there. Mine kick one. Aye. Do that to Nisha. Wombat, yours stops just short of the bad zone. The danger zone. Yeah, there's one picture. You can see the sunroof damage on the picture that's on Twitter or scrolled up in the Discord general channel. But maybe I'll post some more later, or I can send them to you, Rango. It's the more I think about it, the scarier it is, because at the moment it was too WTF to really process how close it was to being a lethal thing. I had enough time to react, horn, scream, watch it happen. But I watched it happen. So what if it had been here instead of here? Would I have watched it go into my face, or would I have reacted and gotten out of the way? That's what I'm now asking myself. It's not like some great self-doubt. It's just this morbid curiosity to wonder how I would have reacted. How frozen was I when I'm watching the board? You know, how many times have you been behind a vehicle with a load that's scary because what if it came flying at you? Well, it did not come flying at me. It came very slowly reversing into me, and I fucking watched it go like this. And in hindsight, what the fuck was I thinking watching it? I should have been down. I should have been down. And then I should have gotten out and flagged someone. And instead, human nature, both mine and theirs, kicked in. And I did not react like I should have. And I didn't stop anyone to explain that he had reversed into me. And his human nature kicked in, and he decided to cover his own ass, and he took the opportunity to get away with it by lying on the police report and lying to the police and lying to his insurance company and saying, no, I didn't do that. So I'm stuck with the bill because there were no cameras and there were no witnesses, and there could have been witnesses if I had flagged them. I don't feel too good about that. But the most interesting thing to me is that I watched that happen, basically frozen, and it was slow. It didn't come flying at me. It was slow. Hey, Procyon. No, yes. I had to look at that a few times. I don't think I've spent any time on that Reddit, but subreddit. No, yes. And Entrobot with the timing. What the Shiva? Yes, that is the correct reaction to the story. Too much, yeah, you're in too much shock to react appropriately. It's so easy to think that you would. That's why I wonder. I know that I didn't react well overall after this happened, and so I wonder if it had been worse. Would the most critical moment of reaction have been better? Ugh. It is secure. Misbehave, it was secure. There was no failure of the load. He put his vehicle into reverse. We're at a stoplight, and inexplicably, to me, because I don't know what's going on in front of him, he puts his vehicle into reverse and slowly backs into me. I'm applying the horn while he continues to back into me. Impacts me and continues to, I'm in neutral. And so I roll, I'm an easy roll. And as he's crunching my car and my horn is being applied, he's still backing up. So, yeah, his load was fine, well secured. It even had a red ribbon on the back, and I suppose, I don't know much about truck loads, but I've been told that's adequate warning when you have this oversized load. He's hanging a ribbon on the end. Not behind me at the time, Green. There were cars that then came up and went around us. Like I said, didn't react too well. So I don't want to dwell on it too much. Hello, Alex. Alex, very good to see you. Always good to see you. Saw the picture. Thank you. Thank you. Me too. Although at the time it was a WTF moment, I'm trying to look at it as a reason to stop being so fucking depressed and I'm alive! I'm trying to pull some substantial good out of this mess. Working on it. Oof. Okay. Items. I hit up the crafting table just for a moment. I don't think we need to worry about any real crafting, but may as well go a bit overboard on some healing items. Not spending serum on anything else right now. Yes, I had a tiny percentage chance of being in a death experience, and it ended up being a near-death experience. That is a positive. And that is accurate. Whatever the actual percentage chance is, I look at the pictures, and it's hard to describe, and I don't want to go showing you all the pictures. I'd have to block out license plates and things just... And maybe I will one day, but the pictures I've got that line things up, this was a very large truck that weighed a lot, and I have a very small car that weighed nothing. And there were two heights. There are two critical heights. The wood that was hanging off the back of the truck and the bumper of his truck. So even though the wood sticks out, there are two heights, the wood and the bumper. Stay with me here. The wood, here's my windshield, right? The windshield ends, it's like here. The windshield ends here. The wood impacted there. So if my vehicle were a few inches higher, the wood would have impacted there. And if the wood had been a little lower, the wood would have impacted here. The wood impacted right here. The truck ended up on top of the hood of my car. His bumper, and this is a heavy steel truck on top of a tiny little car, his bumper made it halfway up my hood. There's a fake vent on my car, a fake vent. Looks like a car, it's a fake vent, it's plastic. The bumper of his truck made it so far up my hood that it popped that plastic riser off. But it didn't crush my hood. The height was perfect. His bumper comes in up my hood and pops a piece of plastic. The wood collides with the top of my car 3 inches from my head, and he's sitting on my car. And when he pulls forward, there's no damage to my hood except for the plastic riser. The height was perfect. 2 inches lower and he would have crushed my engine compartment and the wood would have been in my face. So what's that percentage? What's that near-death percentage? How close was this to Final Destination? In the photographs and thinking and looking at the impact points along the roof that were right here, it came in like this, and the only thing that didn't get hit was the space of the windshield where I'm watching it happen. I don't know how small that percentage is. I think it was more than single digits. It's a good thing you decided against a convertible. That's fucking scary, Jimmy. Hey, happy Saturday. How fares thee? Let's, we gotta activate stuff in our journal, and I want to decide if we're gonna, I think we're gonna break before going to the polar region. It says go back to the Lost Dome. That's where our journey concludes. Then let's break before traveling. Let's get a link out there for Jimmy. Middle-aged stream, an excellent streamer here on Twitch. Part of our extended Entropic family. Check out Jimmy over there and drop him a follow. I'm terrible with my shout-outs, so I'm taking the opportunity while I see Jimmy here, because we don't see enough of Jimmy. Yeah, it was a woe. It's still a woe, and it didn't take their insurance very long to deny it, because there was no proof working in anyone's favor. No one was cited. There were no ramifications other than financial on my end for what that guy did and wouldn't take responsibility for. Fortunate in the end. Very. But it still bugs the hell out of me that people won't take responsibility for their actions. Well, I'm sure we've all been in a position where we didn't want to take responsibility for our actions, or it was possible or convenient to avoid taking responsibility for our actions, and that's human nature, to want to protect ourselves. I get that. But it disappoints me greatly when people make mistakes that they make other people pay for, figuratively or literally. So, what a world. I do, yeah, from the police report and the exchange, I've got his number, but I won't be calling. Ringo, I'm so obviously a teenager. No, I'll share one interesting tidbit. I got a text message the night of the accident from a local number that I don't know that simply said, "Hope you are okay." No period, no punctuation, letter U, letter R. From a number I don't know, no follow-up, not his listed number. But if you stop and think about it, the night of an accident, a mysterious text from an unknown number shows up, local, just says, "Hope you are okay." My brain says that's him or someone very close to him. Someone understands that he nearly killed me. Hopefully he understands it. But someone in his inner circle understands that he nearly killed me. All right. We're supposed to be playing games. I apologize for bringing so much of my baggage here. And lately, I have been bringing a lot. We're still going to finish this today and start Shovel Knight. I'm going to take our first break now. It's a good time. Good time for a break. Hope we don't lose anyone during the break. If we do, have a good rest of your weekend. It's Saturday. We won't be here tomorrow. We've got a nice long stream today. We're going to be here another 6 hours from now. 6 more hours. Stay tuned. See you soon.